to make.
Was that breaking up a promising attack? He was inside his own half, Harvey Elliott, when he was...
No, it could have been a promising attack. It could have led to that, but I genuinely think he's gone for the ball. He hasn't got it. I go back to the fact that not every foul means it's a yellow card.
Game management. Unnecessary. And now we've got 10 versus 11, and I'm sure the Liverpool fans are absolutely delighted about it, but the Palace fans will be fuming. 1-0 they lead Liverpool, they're now down to 10 men, and they've got to dig in now to try and see this result out. Ball down the right-hand side, into Gakpo, who's crossed towards the far post, it's missed, it comes back to Jones, who sets it up for Salah! And there is a pivotal goal, moments after the red card. Mo Salah gets his 200th Liverpool goal, and not only steers his team level, but goes into the pantheon of greats on the goal-scoring list at Anfield. Crystal Palace won, Liverpool won, Salah with the goal. It's a monumental moment for him, but Crystal Palace feel incredibly aggrieved after having Jordan Ayew sent off for 2 bookable offences. There was a heavy deflection on the way through as well off a Crystal Palace body. That blob blocking it, but couldn't stop it from going in the net. Roy Hodgson's been booked for his protest. He's unhappy. The Palace fans are unhappy, and it's 1-1.
There's nothing wrong with that goal, Sam. And actually, I think even if that hadn't have gone in, Liverpool would have got a penalty for foul Joe Ward on Curtis Jones, who completely took him out inside the box. But yeah, absolutely, it's the second yellow that's so controversial, and this game has completely turned.
Elise down the right, getting beyond Tsimikas into the box. Tsimikas pokes it out. It goes out for a corner. 10 men, Crystal Palace have conceded again. Roy Hodgson furious. Absolutely furious, in fact. So much so that he got a yellow card. And Jurgen Klopp and Paddy McCarthy involved in a exchange on the touchline too. They're still chatting, and they're being separated by the 4th official, who is Thomas Bramall. Corner comes into the near post, away by Liverpool, and Liverpool now will be favourites to go on and win the game. Now they've got it level, and they are playing against 10 men. Harvey Elliot, who in similar circumstances inspired them to victory against Wolves, sends the ball into the box on the edge of the area, and then there's a foul by Canate on Mateta, and that's going to be a free kick. Well, the referee's being barracked by the Palace fans to say, well, hold on a second, that should be a yellow card then. But this is the problem. It gets very fractious now because of the fact that the referee decided to make what can only be described, I think, as a controversial decision.
No, I think it's a wrong decision, but I go back to the fact of everybody wants or doesn't want VAR. They've got to just accept the referee's decision, so that's what we've got to do. I think it was wrong, and I think I wouldn't necessarily say it led to the equaliser either, but you're absolutely right, Sam. From Palace being so comfortable and no shot on target from Liverpool, now Liverpool are favourites to go on and win this game.
Was that a shot on target from Liverpool? Did it take a deflection? Was it going on target? Was it on target?
Let's have a look.
Yeah. 2-0 to Leeds in the Championship on TalkSport 2. 1-0 to Sunderland as well in the Championship. That goal just going in. They've still got 15 minutes to play there. We've got 12 plus added time here as Gakpo comes forward, edge of the area. Leaves it for Salah. Out to Elliot. The cross into the box is a deep one, and there is Diaz, and it's punched away by Johnston. Still loose inside the box now, and it'll drop for Richards to head clear. Canate picks it up. 10 yards short of the area is Alexander-Arnold, and then Canate trying to turn. He pokes it forward, and it was a little bit heavy, and it goes out of play and away for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. So it's Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 1 on TalkSport, and there will be, I'm sure, contention when I speak to Roy Hodgson afterwards.
Isn't football just incredible?
Yeah, it's brilliant, mate. Best thing in the
really,
world.
absolutely. You know, 1 minute you're thinking Liverpool is so poor and Palace is so in control that I can't see even the Liverpool as much as they.
What though? Like, I'm looking back at the yellow cards, and you're right. The yellow card, one of them was standing in front of the ball. He didn't really mean to do it, and he was given a yellow card for that. The second yellow card was for the challenge. I mean, really, are we sending people off for that?
Look, again, he'll go back to the letter of the law. You know that, because you know the law better than anyone. But once you've got that first yellow, you do need to be very, very careful. I just don't believe, yes, it was a foul, but I don't believe it was one of those, I'm going to chop you down. I think he genuinely went for the ball.
Yeah, I know that sounded like a compliment, but I also know it makes me sound the saddest man in the world.
Not at all.
Here's Salah, edge of the area, playing the ball back to the edge of the box, and Gakpo is dispossessed, and Palace get it clear.
That's why you are where you are, Sam.
What do you do on a Saturday night? I leaf through the law book. Mateta again brought down. Again, they want a free kick and a yellow card they're not going to get. And again, there is contention from the Palace support, because that's the second one in quick succession from Ibrahima Konate. 1-1 here, Palace down to 10 players. Leeds are leading by 2-0 in the Championship, and Sunderland are 1-0 up in their game. It's going to mean that Leeds move up into, well, they're already in third position, but with a greater gap to Southampton, who play later on today. Now West Bromwich Albion, who have been beaten at this moment in time by Sunderland, just getting squeezed from behind by Sunderland as well, who are going up into the playoff places as a result of what should be a victory for them at the Stadium of Light, just days after they parted company with Tony Mowbray.
Very surprised with that one.
Well, I think most people will be surprised with this result as well. 82 minutes on the clock, and it's 1-1 between Palace and Liverpool. But Liverpool always come back and win games like this. Will they today? Elliot moving up towards the edge of the penalty area, tries to find a pass into Curtis Jones, can't do so, so goes back to Diaz. Back on the edge of the box, right side is Salah. Salah feeds the ball to Gomez, whose cross hits the first man in Klein and goes out away to the far side, and it's off for another corner kick to Liverpool.
It would be heartbreaking for Palace if they were to lose this game. They do not deserve to lose this game, but you don't always get what you deserve. And if Liverpool can find a way to come away with all 3 points, then they've done what Klopp says. Get in, get the job done, somehow, and get out.
He did say they've got a world-class mentality and some world-class players. Can they show that here? Here's the corner into the near post, away by Anderson, and it's headed away and out on the far side, and it's collected now by Elliot, who turns and runs towards the edge of the penalty area. Again, he's lots of green grass for him to run into. Feeds Tsimikas, right side. He'll want to cut in and get this on his left foot. He does. Gakpo is there, but he's headed away by Anderson just before he can reach it. It was a little bit high for him, and now Alexander-Arnold keeps it alive. Liverpool 1-1 with Crystal Palace. Alexander-Arnold on the ball, trying to beat Elise to it. Elise holds him up. Gomez stretches, but plays it into Harvey Elliott. Elliott again into Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold runs into Mateta, gives the ball away, and Mateta is actually free in behind the defence here, but the ball was not right. It was too diagonal, and it goes out of play.
Really poor for Michael Elise, who I love as a player. I love watching him, and he is one of those sort of exciting people that, you know, get the fans off their chairs. But no, I'm sorry, since he's come on, he's been really disappointing, actually.
Jeff Schlupp coming off, and coming on is Hamada. Nauru Amahamada, central midfield player from France, 21 years of age, came from Stuttgart in January. Comes on to bolster that midfield. And they'll need a bit of bolstering. Bit of a problem here for Sam Johnston, who's down inside the D, away to our left-hand side. And I'll remind you that Dean Henderson not available. Remy Matthews on the bench today for Crystal Palace. And he's just had to sit down and wait and see what happens to Johnston away to our left-hand side. It's another injury for Crystal Palace. They've picked up quite a few, and you know, remember they have got injuries to key players already, and I mentioned Desir quite a lot. Mitchell's already out, Holding's already out, Edouard and Lerma injured in this game, and Ayew's got a suspension, and Manchester City are coming next.
Good luck.
Yeah, well, good luck anyway. Manchester City already a daunting prospect for anyone, and that's their next game. In fact, you know, when you look at the fixtures over the course of the next few weeks, it's going to be very difficult for anyone, isn't it? You know, they aren't in danger probably of being relegated, Palace, because you look at the table and it looks as if they'll probably have enough. But it's early in the season, and there's January to consider. Palace can't afford to be complacent. Following this, I mentioned City, then Brighton, live on TalkSport here just before Christmas. Looking forward to that. Live on TalkSport 2 on December the 27th. It's Chelsea away. Feels like it could be a defining period.
Absolutely, but they are. I mean, managers, unless you're Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, and maybe Mikel Arteta, you're 6 games away from the sack, really, aren't you, for any given time? So it's going to be, it's going to be tough. But I think Roy Hodgson will be really proud of his Palace players today. Whatever happens with the result,
let's take him off. Remy Matthews is going to have to come on.
Yeah, it's clearly not right.
That's bad news for Crystal Palace to have yet another injured player and another injured full-time goalkeeper, because, you know, having Dean Henderson out and having now Johnson injured is a worry. Remy Matthews is not an inexperienced goalkeeper. He started with Norwich City, didn't make any first-team appearances for them, but he has played at Burton, at Doncaster, at Hamilton, at Plymouth Argyle, played for Bolton Wanderers and Sunderland. He was on loan at St Johnstone last year in the Scottish Premiership, but he has never played for Crystal Palace, and he has never played in the Premier League. Welcome along, fella.
Absolutely. And what, 86 minutes gone, there'll be another 7 or 8, maybe even more than that, that will be added, and he wouldn't have expected to have come on, and suddenly now he's got to get the mindset. He's playing against Liverpool, in front of the cameras, everybody watching, don't make a mistake.
Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 1 on TalkSport with Now. And don't forget, with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Aston Villa versus Arsenal live today for £11.99, no contract. Search Now Sports. This is going to be tense, isn't it? Brand new rookie goalkeeper between the sticks for Crystal Palace. He's 29, not really a rookie, but a Premier League rookie away to our left-hand side. They have lost players out injured. Lerma already had to go off. Ayew suspended for the next game and sent off in this match. They're going to be in a spot, but I think Ayew will end up being back on 4 yellow cards after picking up that red card, won't he? Here is Gomez down the right-hand side, sending the ball into the centre, and Matthews has to make a save, pushes it away into the path of Elliot, and then it goes over the top of the crossbar.
Well, he won't be unhappy with that. An early touch, a decent touch, as Liverpool go down the right-hand side, and the ball is whipped in. He maybe could have caught it, but he's just trying to play safe there, pat it out, and again, Palace defending well, getting the ball away.
Only allowed to use Alisson from the bench because of sports science reasons today. They've been up against it, Crystal Palace, and bearing in mind that they came into this game surrounded by angst, anger, and real consternation, and almost a whiff of revolt after the Bournemouth performance. To rise and to raise themselves to play at this level and to come away with something from this game will be a major feather in Hodgson and his team's cap if they manage to do it, but there's still a long way to go. Tsimikas wide on the left-hand side, into Jones. Jones back to goal, feeds Virgil van Dijk. Remember, they're down to 10 players after the sending off of Jordan Ayew. Wider it goes on from Elliot into Gomez. Gomez back to Elliot again. 1-1 the score. Deep into the box, looking for Diaz. Remy Matthews comes out and claims, and it's good goalkeeping.
Yeah, brilliant. That's exactly what he needed. But, you know, sometimes the saves are the easy things. It's the things like coming out for crosses, whether you come or whether you don't. And he did. He claimed it really well. Would have gained a lot of confidence from that.
2-0 Sunderland now in the Championships, and that means they'll go up into the 6th position ahead of the day's fixtures in that division. Here is Virgil van Dijk, over his head, clears. Will Hughes sends it back again. Mateta takes it on. He's surrounded by a knot of white and green shirts. He commits a foul. Free kick given. Liverpool want to get on with it quickly and are allowed to do so. Alexander-Arnold, who hasn't really seen much of the ball in this second half since moving into midfield, into Gomez and then wider out to the right-hand side. But if he comes up with a moment that leads to the winner, then no one will really care about that. Here he is again on the ball, playing it to Elliot. Elliot cutting in, back to Alexander-Arnold. His ball out towards the right-hand side. And now it's with Gomez square onto Virgil van Dijk. Out to the left it goes into Tsimikas. The referee getting a bit of friendly banter from the Palace supporters. Salah into Gakpo, trying to turn, nudges it wide right. Gomez, edge of the area. Salah again. They're pinned in here. Comes back towards Jones, who sends it through the 6-yard box, away by Hughes, and it's helped out to this near touchline. It remains 1-1 as we go into the final few seconds of the game.
I think Jones should have done better there as Salah plays the ball to the far post. On his left foot, Jones has got to whip it across in between that corridor of the goalkeeper and the defence. He doesn't. He kind of cuts it back and gives Palace the opportunity to defend.
Can Liverpool come up with a late winner in the 10 minutes of added time that are going to be added? Yeah, they added them on. Here's Elliot weaving his way to the edge of the box, getting a shooting opportunity and firing brilliantly in at the near post past Remy Matthews. He goes sliding on his knees over by the corner flag because he may well just have won the game for Liverpool with a terrific effort. It's a brilliant goal from Harvey Elliot, who hasn't scored since January, but it was well worth the wait from the edge of the box, left-footed, arcing it towards the near post, and Remy Matthews, the substitute goalkeeper, went diving down towards his left and couldn't get near it. It's 2-1 Liverpool in stoppage time.
Unbelievable, it really is, and fair play to Harvey Elliot. He does really well. In front of the 18-yard box, you have to engage with them. Great strike, and my goodness, have Liverpool found a way to come away with all 3 points after what has been a terrible performance.
3-2 in the 90th minute last Sunday against Fulham. They won the game 4-3. They were only leading by a goal to nil against Sheffield United in the 95th minute in midweek and won 2-0. They scored again late on, and they've scored a late winner in stoppage time against 10-man Crystal Palace. And the Palace fans, you know what they think about it? 2-1 to the referee, they're singing.
Well, look, I mean, we've talked about Arsenal, haven't we, how well they've done by scoring late goals, and champions do that. I mean, you can't do that every game. You can't expect to go to the well in the 90th
Most of them aren't doing it every game.
But at this moment in time, when they need to, they are doing it.
Well, it's going to be a terrific victory for Liverpool. They're going to go back to the top of the Premier League if they can hold on to it. They lead by 2 goals to 1, despite going 1-0 down to a penalty, which was given 3 minutes after the initial foul by the VAR. And then they had Jordan Ayew sent off for 2 very soft yellow cards. Letter of the law, yes, we know, but are we really sending people off for that? No, the Palace fans will not be happy about it. Then they get a goal at the other end scored by Mo Salah, his 200th for Liverpool, his 150th Premier League goal as well. And then a winner from Harvey Elliot, who hasn't scored officially since that game in January, but actually, and I'll remind you of this, in similar circumstances, came off the bench, had the shot, which was then given as an own goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers when they needed to win it in stoppage time. Yeah, and it's great to have that kind of option to come off the bench. I was listening to him, I think it was on the White and Jordan earlier in the week, the interview. Very clever lad. I mean, he sounded media trained to me. As if he didn't really want to give too much away, but you can see it's an old head on young shoulders, and to go up to Liverpool at such a young age, it sounds like he's loving it there. He really is, and why not, especially when you do things like that. Harvey Elliot, who has now put the ball into Diaz, Diaz has escaped in behind, he's chipped, the goalkeeper has come out, and it's another goal for Liverpool until the offside flag goes up and rules it out.
Do we get VAR involved in this? He's definitely offside.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, he's leaning forward. It would only be the arm of Mark Gay that would be saving him. That wouldn't count.
And Luis Diaz, who hasn't had too many opportunities in front of goal recently. He's just now waiting to see whether or not they're going to overturn this. They have given the free kick inside the penalty area. And it looked to me as if it was definitely offside.
No, it's offside.
Roy Hodgson is shaking his head saying, can we just get on with the game? But it does just sort of kill the atmosphere when this happens. They're going to bring on David Ozo now. Crystal Palace, they try to somehow in vain go for an equaliser, but they will feel aggrieved, I think. Off comes Will Hughes, and on comes Ozo. Crystal Palace fans might want to ring Gabriel Bonlahor and Jamie O'Hara a little bit later on. 03717223344. That's the number to call. 5:30 tonight. The phone in with the boys. And if you just want to call now and have a little rant, then someone will take your number and you'll be able to call. They'll call you back when the show starts at 5:30. In between time, Adrian will take you round the grounds. Elliot's poked the ball forward from a Palace free kick, and it's come to Luis Diaz again. That goal has officially been chalked off now. And we go down the right again with Liverpool and Gomez. Back to Elliot. Elliot trying to turn the ball in field. They know they've got the game won, though, Liverpool, and don't need to probe. But they've scored in stoppage time again. They've come up with it, and that's that mentality he was talking about, that ability to scrap and fight and have the nous to come up with a moment. They've got some midfielders as well now. I know we talked a lot about the midfield rebuild, but they brought on a whole new midfield in this second half. And, you know, Elliot's played his part. Jones has played his part.
No, look, championship-winning teams find the way to win even when they're not playing well. The thing is that more than one team is doing that at the moment, which makes the Premier League so exciting. And we know that, you know, I just think with Manchester City, for them to have won the treble and 5 Premier Leagues in 6 years, they were always going to, in the first half of the season, just be a little bit off it. And that's why I believe either Arsenal or Liverpool need a points lead going into, say, March time, because I do think that the bear will be poked in terms of Manchester City, and they will go on that winning run. But at this moment in time, for this particular game, this is an incredible win in what has been a really poor performance.
Points, not performances at this stage of the season, all important for Jurgen Klopp and his team. And they are going top of the Premier League as a result. With Aston Villa to play Arsenal at 5:30, they may well end the weekend there. And we'll review all the action, by the way, on the Premier League All Access podcast, which will release on Sunday night on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. The ball is on the right side with Mo Salah for Liverpool. 97 minutes on the clock now. As we approach almost 2:30, the ball is played out towards the left-hand side. Tsimikas into Diaz. Diaz trying to trundle down the touchline. He goes towards Ward, pokes it infield. Tsimikas joins and then goes over the leg of Ward, and then Anderson will bring it clear. Jones collides with him. The ball spills into midfield. Alexander-Arnold gets it. They want a free kick here. Crystal Palace are not going to get. Liverpool have got the ball back on the halfway line. Jordan Ayew sent off for 2 yellow cards in the game. And the Palace fans not happy about that. Roy Hodgson got a yellow card for pleading his innocence. It's going to be a free kick here for Liverpool, and another yellow card for Anderson. Crikey, I know it's Christmas, but Andy Madley's dishing out the cards, isn't he?
Very good, very good. Jurgen Klopp, again, I don't know why. He's come out of his zone, just jumping up and down as if he's really angry about something. His team are getting away with this. They're going to come away with all 3 points. Doesn't need to quite be so animated and perhaps get booked himself.
Elliot, Liverpool fans who have made that tough journey down from the northwest today have been rewarded with 3 points, if not a perfect performance by the team, but the team just has something about them this year. Elliot taking the ball on halfway, down the right, feeding Salah. Salah trying to speed in behind, gets to the byline, across comes Gay and manages to dispossess the Egyptian and clears it out to the left. That's a foul on Hamada over on the far side, and it's going to be a yellow card for Joe Gomez.
Had to be. That's more of a yellow card than the Andre Ayew second yellow. Now, you've got a feel for Palace. You know, they've played really well today. Tactics absolutely spot on. Looked dangerous on the counter-attack. You know, thought they'd got a penalty. Should have scored at that Jefferson Lerma chance. Did score, even though I don't think it should have been overturned. And certainly not the weight. But they definitely do not deserve to to lose this game.
Have they done enough, though, since going down to 10 men?
No, but I mean, you're 10 men against Liverpool.
It's tough.
As badly as Liverpool are playing, it's still difficult to try and get the ball. Possession, even when they were doing well, was no higher than 30%.
Have they got one more chance? A yellow card coming out for Luis Diaz, who's fouled Alisson on this near side. Andy Clinton's Madley has produced yet another booking. Clinton's still a thing? I'm not sure they are.
They are.
We could call him Andy Moonpig Madley, couldn't we? 8 yellow cards dished out today. Free kick for Elise, though, moving the ball towards the goal away to our right. This is only about 12 yards outside the box. There's a left-footed from the right side, an in-swinger that goes to the penalty spot. Anderson is arriving with a header. Brilliant save by Alisson. And he's preserved 3 points there for Liverpool. That's a monumental save by the goalkeeper, returning from injury, and in the 99th minute of the game, gets down to his right and produces a stunning save from Anderson.
Well, I don't want to say it was a Gordon Banks save, because he didn't have to dive that much. His positioning was good, but it bounced just in front of him, and he was able to dive and tip it away. Brilliant.
Brilliant save from him in the 100th minute of the game. Corner to be taken far side. What are we waiting for here? Nothing. Crack on. Is there a bit of pushing and shoving going on inside the penalty area? Well, it's been checked and now complete. Here's the corner, deep towards the far post. And they're up there again, heading the ball goalwards. I think that came off a Liverpool head. It's another corner. 101 minutes on the clock. Are Crystal Palace going to come back and get an equaliser in the last throes of this football match at Selhurst Park? Elise to take the corner. Anderson is up from the back. Remy Matthews staying back. At the far post, Chris Richards is there. Mateta's in at the near post. It's aimed in towards Richards. It's headed away. Comes back out of the penalty area. And then it's a mistake which sees the ball run clear on halfway. And then Joe Ward will get hold of it. But there was a foul on Diaz before that. And it will be pulled back for a free kick just short of the halfway line. And the referee's given a free kick. Surely that's enough now, isn't it? 102 minutes. Oh, yellow card for Hamada. That's 9 yellow cards. But can I just say, I think that's a fine. You get a fine, don't you, now? Because they've had at least 7, I think. So that's a fine for Crystal Palace. Has it been that sort of game, Scott?
Not at all. Not at all. It's been a really good game. Really good game of football. Going into it, 2 sides in contrasting form. You're expecting Liverpool to cruise it. Boy, they've not done that. But somehow it looks like they're going to win it.
Virgil van Dijk swishes the play out towards the right-hand side with a free kick. We've played 102 minutes. Doesn't feel like that because it's been entertaining, but we've played 102 minutes. And Harvey Elliott's got the ball back to his goalkeeper, Alisson, who's just made a brilliant save. A brilliant save from Anderson right at the death of the game. Cleared up over the halfway line. It's won by Hamada. He sends it forward, but there's not going to be a way of getting that through to Mateta, and it's going to be cleared up by Alisson. Palace 1, Liverpool 2. Palace down to 10 players. They had a penalty overturned when they thought they'd got one. They had a penalty given by VAR. They've seen 2 yellow cards for Ayew, which have been contentious, and Liverpool have scored 2 goals late on to win the game. It's been fascinating to watch, and there is finally the full-time whistle. 102 minutes and 30 seconds into it. Those boos are for the referee. They are not for Crystal Palace this time around. Look, I don't know what you asked Santa for, but I bet you he doesn't deliver anything as good, as compelling as the Premier League. Another brilliant football match involving 2 teams that went at it. Liverpool were not at their very best. Palace much better than they have been in recent times, but still they've been defeated. Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp said, had that world-class mentality. Well, after an injury time turnaround against Fulham on Sunday and a late goal in midweek against Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, they've scored another one in stoppage time to get all 3 points and go to the top of the Premier League. In between time, Mo Salah has become only the 5th Liverpool player to score 200 goals for the club. So much to unpick, lots of controversy, but ultimately, Liverpool are top of the Premier League, and they've got all 3 points at Selhurst Park again. Palace 1, Liverpool 2.
As Sam said, Scott, so much to unpick. I mean, we talked about Arsenal's resilience at the end of games and winning when not playing at their best, and that's exactly what Liverpool have just done, and they've gone top of the table as a result.
Incredible. There's no way, 75 minutes on the clock, Faye, you'd have told me that Liverpool would go on and win this game. You know, not only were Palace one up, but they were in control of the situation, both with and without the ball. I do think, you know, bang, bang, the second yellow and then the goal, the equaliser coming so soon after, just completely changed the psychology of the game. And you did feel that Liverpool were going to go on and win it. But it still took until injury time before Harvey Elliot did what he did. Look, I think they'll be really disappointed, Crystal Palace, but there's still so many positives to take out of what has been a really negative situation in recent weeks. But Liverpool, I'm still not sure how they won this one, but that's what champions do.
The boos you can hear are for Andy Madley and his officiating team as they head down the tunnel. So many controversial decisions in this game. I mean, look, we'd be here forever if we went through them one by one, so let's just round up the performance from the officials.
Yeah, not good, not good. But you know what? VAR was involved, and there were some ones where VAR wasn't involved. So I just hope that people, when they have a go, and if they don't like VAR, okay, well, let's just accept the ones that the referee gave at face value, and then we can have a go at VAR, because that's what everyone wants to do. The bottom line is, yeah, I don't think it was good at all from the officials. I really don't. I don't think it was a penalty for Crystal Palace. And you're looking further down as well, second yellow, I wouldn't have given that. But again, it doesn't matter now. The stats now say that Liverpool have come to Selhurst Park and come away with a 2-1 win.
The Palace fans, though, clapping off their players. It's a much improved performance from the one that they put in against Bournemouth on Wednesday night, where they were beaten by 2-0. But big problems for Roy Hodgson and his team in terms of the injury situation. It's actually getting quite ridiculous now. Tyrick Mitchell came off with a hip problem against Bournemouth. Odsonne Edouard came off at half-time here. Jefferson Lerma came off halfway through the second half. Ayew is now suspended for one game. We still don't know whenever Richie Eze is back. They've got Manchester City next. Tough times.
Very tough times, yeah. After all that, and then you say they've got City up next. And of course they've got Brighton after that. So that's a big game for Crystal Palace. Tough. But as I say, I think I'm always someone to try and look at the positives. What can we take out of it to try and move forward and keep everyone's chins up? That was a really good performance, and one I didn't expect, Faye, I have to say.
No, it was fantastic. It was fantastic from Crystal Palace. But you have to give all the credit, really, to Liverpool for walking away with all 3 points despite a very average performance from them.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can give them credit, but they've just somehow done it. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. You know, looked laboured, looked terrible with 15 minutes to go and 11v11. But yeah, they found a way to win. Again, you know, Jurgen Klopp picked the best side, I think. He tried to make changes. They just looked off it. But all you can do when you're playing badly is somehow finding a way to come away with all 3 points, and that's exactly what's happened.
Well, difficult one for you, but it's time for us now to pick our man of the match with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day.
This is a really tough one, Scott. Who do you pick as your player of the match?
I'm looking to Sam for a bit of help, really, because I think, unfortunately, you know, the better performances have been from Crystal Palace. But I've had both producer Keelan and also Sam going, Andy Madley.
Wow.
He would not be my man of the match. I think, do you know what? Even though he's on the pitch for a short time, goals win games. Let's give it to Harvey Elliot.
It was a cracking goal as well, wasn't it? An absolute beaut. Picked his spot perfectly.
He did. It was a great strike, and again, you're looking for substitutes when they come on. Go and make a difference. Go and do something, and that's exactly what he did. And look, I don't think he's quite ready to be starting regularly for a club like Liverpool at the moment. But what you do know is he's a big talent who can come on and make a difference, and that's exactly what he's done here. He has given his club 2 extra points.
Bookended the year as well. Last goal was back in January. Scores again in December. Let's hope he goes, for Liverpool fans' sake, on a bit of a run. That was our player of the match from today's game with Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Man of the match on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes. So if you've got a plan, we've got a van.
Scott, it's been an absolute absolute pleasure to spend time with you on this Saturday lunchtime yet again. Safe journey home. See you soon. Sam Matterface on his way down to the tunnel shortly to bring you all the reaction live into Talk Sport, where he'll be hearing the thoughts of Jurgen Klopp and Ray Hodgson. I've just merged Ray Lewington and Roy Hodgson. Please don't go anywhere for that. I'm sure, well, neither of them want to give explosive comments, but can't quite help themselves at full time, can they? Sam will bring you all of that in Game Day Live with Adrian Durham coming very shortly. Just to update you on some of the rest of the scores around and about. Leeds move into third in the EFL Championship with a 2-0 victory over Blackburn at Ewood Park. Managerless Sunderland secured 3 points with a 2-1 win over West Brom. And in the WSL, Manchester City beat Aston Villa by 2-1. City now 3 points off Chelsea, who play tomorrow against Arsenal. Massive game in front of 41,000 at the Emirates. Liverpool, meanwhile, came from behind to take all 3 points after Harvey Elliott's injury time winner here at Selhurst Park. Drama. So what will the rest of the weekend bring? Coming up next on TalkSport 2, we have exclusive commentary of Wolves against Nottingham Forest, while here on TalkSport, Adrian Durham's taking you around the grounds in the Premier League and EFL.
Game day exclusive on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day.
Forget Father Christmas, fellas. This year, Super 6 Christmas rollovers are coming to town.
That's right. It means every Saturday until Christmas, our friends over at Super 6 are